and all the great sponsors of the North Carolina Courage for bringing us this one, a rematch of last year's NWSL championship between Chicago. Final score, the North Carolina Courage 1, Chicago Red Stars 0. Pleased to welcome in my co-host for the post-game show presented by Charles and Colvard, talking about the great Anna Whitty. And Anna, again, maybe not the prettiest game, but the North Carolina Courage, they keep bringing it. Then their veteran leader, Abby Ersteg, with the only goal of the game.
They had so many set pieces in this game. It was eventually they were going to find the back of the net by a set piece. I'm glad they did because they worked their tails off this entire game. But we talked about this before we went on air, Dean, just how a 10:30 a.m. game, their time, could really affect how these older players are playing. They haven't probably played this early in so long. So I'm excited to see what they have to say about that.
All right, guess what? We're going to go to the Citrix Mix Zone right away. I am so happy for Caitlin Rowland. She's been so great in goal. She's continued to work hard, and here she is, Caitlin Rowland, joining us right off the bat. First of all, Caitlin, you looked fantastic out there.
Thank you.
These early games aren't easy. It was super hot, but you know what? Another North Carolina Courage victory. How you feeling, Caitlin?
It feels great. You gotta tip your hat to Chicago. They put out a great performance, and that's what's so great about our squad. We also played great, and we were just patient. We kept the ball moving. We kept pressing. We were relentless, and a great finish from Abby Ersteg, and that's what makes us who we are, and that's our culture, and it feels great. Well, we're all smiling.
Talk about that one really big save you had in the game, really one of the only saves you had to make, but you came out huge against that Kayla Watt shot. Just talk about what was going through your head when she was coming at you, and almost kind of like a breakaway situation.
Yeah, again, I think hats off to Chicago. They pressed us well. And, again, it was a missed touch by Abby Dalkemper, but she recovered, Abby Ersteg recovered, and I was there to help. And it was just a team effort. It wasn't me. It was without the back press, it would have been arguably an easy finish for Kayla Ohai. So it was obvious. Honestly, hats off to my center backs, as always.
What was the communication like that? This is your first game in the NWSL tournament. So what was the communication like from you to the two Abbies? And also this is Ryan's first game as well. So almost every game we have almost a different lineup back there.
Right. I think no matter who comes in, whatever subs we make, whatever lineup Paul chooses to put out that day, we all have the same mindset, the same game plan, the same everything. We're all on the same page. So it just translates from training. Honestly, we train all week, and it just translates. Ryan Williams had an amazing game, shut down her side, got into the attack really well. She was great for us. And my communication doesn't really change from what I would say to from what Steph would say if she's in, or Sam Leshnick. It's all the same. We're all on the same page constantly, and that's what makes us us.
Yeah, I like that question about mindset of the back line. How about your mindset? A couple years ago, you were the starting goalkeeper in a championship game. Then you kind of split time a little bit, but you always are ready, Caitlin. You're always ready. Talk about your mindset.
I'm again going to take that to the team. I think obviously you have your consistent kind of squad that starts, but when I tell you that every single person on the roster is ready to play, we are, because it's Paul's instilled that in us, that we have to be ready when we're called upon, and it shows time and time again from player to player to player that comes on. It's just it's who we are. It's our culture, and I know I've said that a lot. It's who we are, but it really is just ingrained in us, and it's our culture. And when we are called upon, we work, and it's so easy to work hard and perform for the people in front of you because you know they're doing the same for you. So it's a good feeling. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, between you and that back four, the work that Denise O'Sullivan and Sam Mewis do at sixes, it really helps that back four, let alone you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Denise O'Sullivan gets stuck in all game long.
Oh, she's magical on the ball, on defense, on offense. That girl's next level. So she's one of the most fun to play with.
All right, Caitlin Rowland, I look forward to the next time I see you at Starbucks when we get out of this COVID thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me and you both. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Another superstar, Caitlin Rowland. You're talking about a player there, Anna Whitty, that just a couple years ago started every single game almost. Stephanie LeBay comes in with her great international experience, and Stephanie Rowland doesn't hang her head at all.
No, not at all. And I think the way she answered every question, her mindset was about this team. She's focusing on this team, and each one is for this team. So clearly when her name's called upon, she knows how to perform. She knows how to step up and make some big saves, and we saw that today. So, yeah, that was a big game for her.
All right, you talked about being called upon. We are so happy for Ryan Williams as she has waited her time. She practices every day, works so hard. Ryan, you were brilliant. And let me tell you, even in the 85th minute, you were in the offensive third. I kind of was like, whoa, Ryan, just sit back. But you kept on bringing it. Talk about your performance.
Yeah, so in the first half, I felt like there was a little bit of nerves coming in. Didn't get the ball as much as I wanted to. And then at halftime, Paul kind of just talked about like being fearless, just going out and play, staying creative, doing what we do in practice every day. So felt a little bit more comfortable second half and just kept pushing. It was really determined to win today.
You had some big tackles, and the defensive third in today's game, and the way Chicago came at you was really out wide. So they really came at you most of this game. Just talk about how you were able to defend them and step in really hard into each of your tackles.
Well, yeah, they were coming at me quite a bit, but I think it's just our practices that really prepared me for that. Like playing against Jay Hinkle every day is the best practice I could ask for, and honestly, Jay has made me so much better. Playing behind people like Merritt has made me so much better. Competing with Addie for that right back position has made me so much better. Just everybody pushing me every day at practice, and our practices staying competitive. So today I was just ready for it.
I don't know the last time you played a 10:30 a.m. game. Probably was a long time ago. But can you talk about
honestly, maybe in high school, but that's okay. I liked it.
Yeah. Did you like preferably playing that early in the morning? Did you like evening games better, or what was your thoughts on playing so early?
Honestly, I liked playing early. I think it was nice to just kind of wake up and like get ready to go versus kind of waiting all day, sitting in the hotel and just like the anticipation of the game. Honestly, I'd rather get up and play.
Ryan, I got to know, you've been so great about letting us to get to know you off the field with the roommate challenge and Terry Riccaro and all that fun. But when you were told that you were going to get the start, I want to know about the call to your family, because that had to be a big time call, right? When did you call them, Ryan?
Honestly, I didn't tell them. They're probably like, what the heck, Ryan? But my parents were asking me, like, who do you think? I was like, I don't know. I honestly didn't tell anybody because I don't know. I didn't really want to talk about it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on the game. I want to be ready for the game. I don't really want to talk about it. I'll talk to him after, but I'm sure they're watching this right now and like, what the heck, Ryan?
That's so funny. Well, Ryan, so the game's over, 1-0. Paul brings you all together. I know we had a message, but I got to believe between Paul and some of the other coaches and some of the other players, I got to believe they had a little extra something for you.
Yeah, he definitely congratulated me when we were all in the circle, and I got a lot of good jobs. I think everybody's honestly rooting for everyone on this team, which is really nice. I like feel super supported, and I know people want me to do well. It's a competitive environment, but people still want everyone to do well, and everyone's been super supportive.
All right, great job, Ryan. I can't believe you didn't tell your family. I think I would have told my family that you were playing as well.
I know. I honestly feel kind of bad about it now that you asked me that question.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ryan Williams getting the start at right back. Are you kidding me, Anna Whitty? Like, when I was playing T-ball, I knew I was starting. I was telling my mom and dad.
I know, but maybe she was like, oh, I don't want to share because I don't want to get too nervous. And I don't know, maybe she didn't, I don't know, maybe she wanted to surprise them. Who knows? But I thought that was hilarious. That seems on par with her personality.
All right, we're going to go back to the Citrix Mix Zone where we are joined by the uber-talented Samantha Mewis, who, of course, had that great run in that first game to get the assist for the win. Sam Mewis, these morning games, it's hot out there. It doesn't matter, though. North Carolina Courage, they just do what they got to do. Another victory. Your thoughts on the win, Sam?
Yeah, I thought it was a great team win. I think at halftime, Paul was kind of like, okay, it was okay. We can definitely have a better performance coming back out. And I think we've been really committed to scoring on a set piece. So to see Kiwi put that one away was great. And I think there's just a lot of good things to build on from there. Chicago was a great team, but we're obviously happy to come away with the win.
Talking about set pieces, that's what I wanted to ask you about. It seems like you guys had more set pieces in this game than really any of the games yet. So what was that missing link, or what was the missing link to find the back of the net for Abby Erceg today?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had some great services today. Jaylene has had some great services throughout this tournament, and I think it's just been a matter of time before one of them goes in. But I give Abby Erceg a lot of credit for being in the right spot, finishing that one. It was definitely an awesome finish, and I can't wait to see a replay because from where I stood, it looks great.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic goal, and in that minute too, it made it even better.
So, Sam, as we start to break it down, we're starting to hear more and more from whether it's Stephanie LeBay or Caitlin Rowland about the reason the defense is so good is because of the play of you and Denise O'Sullivan, the way that you help that defense back there. Talk about the combination between you and Denise O'Sullivan, because from a broadcaster perspective, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Oh, well, thanks. Honestly, I think it's mostly Sully. She just literally never loses the ball. She makes every tackle she goes into. She always makes the right decision when she's deciding what to do. So she makes my job so easy, and I'm really just trying to keep up with her out there. But it's definitely such a privilege to be able to play with such talented players all over the field. Sully is a huge piece of our team, and she's been team MVP the last couple of years, and I don't think anybody could argue with that. So I feel very lucky that I get to play alongside such a world-class player.
The Red Stars defensive line really showed up today. They played really strong and hard against you guys. What was I guess the same question. What was the missing link or the final pass that you guys were able to kind of break through them and also just slow them down and tire them out in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we talk a lot about just being 90 minutes fit. I think that we're one of those teams that's known for our fitness and known for being able to push throughout the whole game. So I think Paul was in the locker room, it might come down to the last couple minutes of the game. We might have to just use our fitness and kind of just keep at it and keep creating those chances, and eventually one of them will go in. But I do give Chicago a lot of credit. I mean, they stopped us a lot in the run of play, and they stopped us a lot on set pieces, and they created some great chances themselves. So it was definitely a close game, and I'm sure they're going to have a lot of success in the tournament.
Finally, Sam Mewis, whether it was the first game or the third game, sometimes it doesn't have to be the most beautiful thing to get a win. Just the composure this team has, the belief that they have that you can win every single game you play.
Yeah, we talk just a lot about performing well, and we know that results will come when we perform at our best. So I think we really do have this tight bond in the locker room. It's so much fun being here. We hang out all the time.
Oh no, looks like we lost the last end of Sam's interview there.
That's too
bad. But that was really fun to hear what you thought about.
Yeah. Sam Mewis, I mean, that's one of the best players in the world right there. We were talking to Anna Whitty. And how about the high praise she had for Denise O'Sullivan?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I think that center midfield, they work so well together. But Denise, she got stuck in so many times, just like the last game. And we were talking about how you asked her about how she's recovering from, some of these really hard tackles, and they just don't seem to face her. And I think we'll continue to see that in this tournament and forever, how long ever she plays in the NWSL too.
Great to spend time with Caitlin Rowland, Ryan Williams, and also Sam Mewis, as she was almost done. Just didn't get her final answer there, but great job in the Citrix virtual mix zone. Megan Rogers doing a great job bringing the players over there. I like this mentality of right after the game, we get to talk to the players that just played 90 minutes. Pretty cool, Anna.
It is, and it's so great for the fans that they get to hear what they say right after the game, within minutes of them stepping off the field, and even going into Paul Riley's post-game speech, what he had to say about Ryan Williams, just really genuine moments with the players.
All right, so this is the Charles and Colvard Courage post-game show, and we've got a few more sponsored items we want to get to. We have highlights presented by Mendy. We also have the save of the game presented by Coastal Credit Union. our main man, VP of Broadcasting, Jorge Acuna, is pulling all the strings. So we'll see what he throws up there next. The great thing about doing this kind of raw, it's exciting, right? Seeing those players right there. You're talking, and no offense to you, Anna Whitty, but I see Sam Ewis. I'm like, I'm ready to go, right?
No, yeah, I'm glad we switched over to her. She had some fun things to say. But yeah, I like these type of interviews. They're just casual conversations, but good questions about what we saw in the game, what they saw in the game, and what we're going to see from them next week. I'm sad that their next game isn't until next Monday, though. That's a long ways away.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights brought to you by Mendy in the 21st minute. You see here the North Carolina Courage are in dark. Abby Dahlkemper lose it, and then Kalia Ojai Watt married to J.J. Watt, and then that slide by Urseg gets just enough to slow it down, and the save by Caitlin Rowland. Remember that save, because I got to believe that will also be focused on the Coastal Credit Union save of the game. In the 19th minute, there was more action. This time it was the North Carolina Courage. Mewis is on it. Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, Mewis takes a great shot, just shy of the goal wide. But Alyssa, it looks like she might have even gotten a touch on it yep, she did. That was just a great opportunity. They needed to get a shot on goal there. They were getting plenty, but yeah, it was good to see her get that opportunity herself. But this was just such an impressive track back by Abby Urseg. Just, again, talking about fitness and their ability to run with any player and get the touch like that. But Caitlin Rowland, you can't discount what she was able to do in that play as well. That was definitely a team effort in that play for sure.
You're right, because really Rowland had great positioning just to make sure Urseg did enough to slow her down. The Chicago Red Stars weren't done. They continued to stay with it. Here's Rowland, pretty good position, made the goal small, and that's what you got to do. Rowland's got great presence. She's played in big games. I'm really happy that Paul Riley gave her a chance to play today.
Yeah, she had a really good game. Thankfully, she didn't have too many shots on goal, but she had enough where she had to come up big a few times. And that was one of their outside backs. And I give a lot of credit to the Red Stars. They played the Courage really, really hard today. Gave themselves some opportunities for sure.
Another opportunity for Chicago Red Stars. This one went over. No big deal for Caitlin Rowland. And then finally, Paul Riley went to his bench, dropped one in, and there's Abby Urseg, the captain. She's the leader. I think she's the most fit woman in the entire world. When you watch her workouts, it just makes me tired thinking of it. And you think about the play that Abby Urseg has made. I mean, she's been in there for every minute of every game. As you see the powered by Google Meet secret virtual watch party, the Courage fans loved it. Abby Urseg is a superstar any way you slice it.
Oh my gosh, for sure. And any part of the field as well. I think she saw so many Courage set pieces, not one goal today, that she said, screw it, I'm getting up there. I'm going to get my head on the end of this one. We're going to go up 1-0 and win this game. She did it.
There's Denise O'Sullivan. She might get some votes for the hardest working player of the game, presented by Baker Roofing. And of course, that's a fan vote, Anna Whitty. People need to go on and vote. Denise O'Sullivan could be in there. Abby Urseg could be in there. Ryan Williams could be in there. A lot of hard workers presented by Baker Roofing.
Yeah, I think this again was another team effort by everyone. I don't think too many one individuals besides Abby Urseg stood out too much, but I think as a whole, this team played really well. Also, Jaylene Daniels played really well. She had the assist on the goal. But when does she ever not play well, Dean? I don't think I've ever watched her not play well. So, yeah, a good team effort. They made me a little nervous until the very end there, but I was happy to see them get into the attack as a whole.
That's interesting because I don't think Paul Riley ever gets nervous. I feel like he knew that was going to be fine. He made some key subs. Crystal Dunn, I thought, played outstanding, but she's not totally 90-minute match fit. Brought her out. Lauren Millay looked dangerous. Ryan Williams continued to gain confidence as well, and the subs worked. Haley Mace got a couple touches in there. I think Mace is going to be a secret weapon down the road. We've seen this play over and over, but I think we're going to see the Coastal Credit Union save of the game one more time. And a little bit of slip up in the 21st minute by Dahlkemper, but you know what? That's why you got two Abbies back there, right, Anna?
Exactly. For moments like this, for two big players to come up back. Honestly, Dina, I don't know who had the better save in it, if it was Urseg or Rowland. I think they both equally had a great save on this play. It made me a little nervous, but clearly they all played really composed and didn't even get a foul on that one. And I don't think that was a foul. I think that was a clean play for sure.
Well, and Rowland, I like that you said that because she doesn't make that save. It's in the back of the net. So Urseg did enough where Kalia Ohai-Watt couldn't get a whole lot of pace on it. But Rowland had good position outside of the 6. Big Paul made the save. That's what great goalkeepers do. And now it's just about the depth because they've got 3 outstanding goalkeepers. They've now got multiple right backs, and they're still waiting for Merritt Mathias to get back. Kaylee Kirk showed what she can do. The only one spot at left back, you don't want to take out Jaylene Daniels because she's the best left back in the world, but the depth on this team is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, for sure. And then even if you move up just one more line with O'Sullivan and Sam Ewis, just those 6 players and excluding the goalkeeper, having the goalkeeper knowing those are the core 6 players playing in front of them, they have to have confidence in themselves to be like, okay, these players are not going to let the ball get past. And if they do, they have each other. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going with this, but at the same time, I'm just saying they can play whoever they want in that back 4, especially on the wings, and they'll play well. I mean, and I think we keep talking about their fitness. And I think that just goes a lot to who, they're working with. I know they work with Mike Young. I've personally worked with him in the past. He's an outstanding trainer. But again, their fitness and the work that they put into being that fit and being able to play for 90 minutes is really impressive.
All right, I can hear our producer, Jorge Acuna, saying something, but not exactly sure what it is. So hopefully he'll pop up what we need to look at next. And then Anna Whitty, as we wait for the next item, I definitely hope you can check the schedule to remind everybody about the next On the Road presented by Continental Tire, because I'm not totally sure about all those dates. The brilliant player of the game, Abby Urseg, and of course, because of that, she will get some hardware from Charles and Colvard. And yes, she scored the goal, but also her tracking back on that Coastal Credit Union save of the game played a key role in her also getting the Charles and Colvard brilliant player of the game. Abby Urseg is brilliant every game.
Oh, every game. And not necessarily that they need her every game, but when they really need her, she steps up, and she even makes big plays when she's not necessarily needed. She can just step up into that midfield and distribute the ball really well. And she also makes big tackles and has such a huge presence. I really enjoy watching her. But talking about On the Road with Dean, our next show is Tuesday at 7:00. So you can tune in to all of the Courage socials, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you can find us, you will find this show. And then unfortunately,
let's take a look at the standings, Anna Whitty, as well. 3 games in, 9 points for the North Carolina Courage. You see the goal differential at 4 as they are 5 clear of the Dash and the Royals. Paul Riley talked about burn the boats, whatever that means. His point was they want to win all 7 games, and guess what? They're 3 for 3 so far.
Yes, I think his mentality has proven that they will win all of these games. Obviously, they've proven so far. I think a lot of these teams are trying to figure out their mojo, what works for them, what starting 11 is their best. But the Courage know what starting 11 is their best. They know how they're going to win this tournament. And he said, why would we take our foot off the gas when we know what will work, which I applaud. And I think that's good that he's taking this tournament to just play his best players, and he knows what works. So
you said 8 days before they take on Sky Blue FC. That game will be a night game, so we'll have a late pregame show at 9:30. And the great thing about this new way we're doing this, and hats off to Megan Rogers and also Jorge Acuna for making that happen. Those Citrix Mix Zone interviews were outstanding, but it's going to be 8 more days. For me, McCall Zerboni, who I must admit before Denise O'Sullivan arrived was my favorite player because of that same grit and fight. It'll be wild to see her in a different uniform taking on the North Carolina Courage.
I know, and I know the Courage country has really embraced her. They really embraced her when she was here in North Carolina. So it's kind of sad to see her on the other side, but not the last game, but the game before, she had a huge game. She got stuck into a lot of tackles. You can tell she's a leader on this team, which obviously we knew she would be. But I think Midge Purce will also have a huge impact in the game. They've had her playing at right back, but they haven't scored any goals in this tournament so far. So they may have to move her into the midfield or to the forward just to get a point on the board. So we'll see how they use some of these players next Monday night. But yeah, it's sad to see McCall on the other team for sure.
Well, don't forget, Tuesday, 7 o'clock, you said, right? Tuesday on the road, presented by Continental Tire. Tuesday, 7 Eastern. We'll have an in-depth interview. We'll wait and see who that is, but hopefully someone we haven't heard from yet, which will be exciting. There's so many star players. It's like pick a star, any star, right? Hopefully we'll get one of them, Anna.
Yeah, this team is jam-packed with people who are just great, brilliant on the field, off the field too. I've been really impressed with some of these interviews. I've just really enjoyed getting to know their personalities. I hope the fans have really enjoyed it as well because they are just so genuine and honest with us about the tournament, about what's happening in the bubble, what's happening on the field, what's happening in the locker room. So this tournament as a whole has been really fun to learn about through their eyes.
All right, we'll get back to work on Tuesday night on the road, presented by Continental Tire. This has been the Charles and Colvard post-game show. I want to thank all of our corporate partners, Aetna for doing the pre-game show, all of our sponsors. Don't forget to vote for the hardest working player of the game, brought to you by Acuna for pulling the strings. I think we're still on. We are. Anna Whitty, great job. We'll see you on Tuesday night. Thanks for being with us, Anna.
Yes, thanks for having me. I can't wait to see you again, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night.
All right, I can't wait for On the Road, presented by Continental Tire. Once again, the North Carolina Courage, 3 for 3 in a rematch of last year's NWSL championship game against Chicago. The final score was North Carolina Courage 1, the Chicago Red Stars 0, leaving us saying one more time, how about the North Carolina Courage?